So for the game that we're going to talk about today, I'm going to ask you guys not to purchase it, but to keep an open mind on it, and to maybe wish list it. Just watch the game, because for some reason, and I can't explain why, I have some blind faith in the developers of this game and the game itself that I think it's going to be eventually at a point that is going to be really fun and something people are going to enjoy. But right now, it's definitely not it, and they got a lot of work to do, I'm not gonna lie. But for some reason, I like this game, and I think that there's a lot there. I also, for some odd reason, again, trust the developers to do a bunch of upgrades and patches. Alright, I'm talking about this game called Rise of Rana. But before we get into that, please hit the like and subscribe button and do all that other stuff. Anyway, I know what some of you guys are thinking. Like, hey, these guys must have paid you, or there would have been some sort of sponsorship or something. But of course not. I don't get paid or sponsored by anybody. And in fact, though, we have had some communication back and forth. Well, okay, more just like back, as they sent me something, and in the Nima fashion, I didn't respond, because I am the world's worst communicator that there is. I'm telling you guys, have 2 little kids, and your whole day is just gone. Be the only person to review games on your channel, and then have a full-time gig. Before you know it, your day is just completely wasted. The time you sit down to like write an email or respond to messages, the next thing you notice, your daughter's waking you up at like 3 in the morning saying she wet the bed, and that's a whole lot of fun to wake up to. But then you've forgotten what you were doing in the first place when you passed out. This is my life, is all I'm saying, and I'm not great at communication. But they did write me an email where they were talking about all the things that they did want to upgrade and they wanted to patch on this game, and I'll be honest, even before they sent me that email, I still had some sort of blind faith in this game. I don't know why. I have no clue why. But I just think like the concept is something that the Switch needs. Specifically, the Switch 2 also needs it. And maybe I'm wrong with this, but it feels like the developers went out to make a meme game. There's a lot of things that you can do in this game that could be used in memes or to go viral, and that's all good. And I do think Nintendo needs that kind of game. We miss out on all of the good indie games, and I think that that's definitely an issue. I'm not saying like Silksong, Hades 2, all that. Of course, we get those, but we get them later. Or we will get the exclusives, but everyone's already prepared for them and ready for them. I'm talking about like the schedule ones, Peak, Repo, like games like that we may never even get, or by the time we get it, no one really cares about it. And I do think that this is a Nintendo problem. I mean, it's well documented that Nintendo has not been giving dev kits to indie developers, and they need those for the Switch 2. They really do. They're basically patching and trying to work blindly. But we want the indie developers to be on the front row. I mean, that's what made the Switch, right? And going forward, we want the Switch 2 to have some of those big viral games that people are talking about. And I don't know why Nintendo's not doing that. But trust me, I'm not doing this for a brand thing. Like, honestly, I love the Switch 2, whatever, but I don't really care about Nintendo. What I do care about is our ability to game and what games we can play. And that is why when I saw this game, I was thinking like, hey, this is something we need. We need a silly carnage creating type game that has elements of like an open sandbox type experience, and that is what this game has, but it needs a lot of work. Okay, now I'm done with like my TED talk. I really just wanted to explain my mindset when I looked at this game, when I wanted to check it out, and why I felt like with the right patches and upgrades, this game could actually be really good. Now, let me get to the actual review part of this video, and I'm going to start with the negative, as there's kind of quite a bit to actually go through on the negative side of things. No, the first thing that I had noticed in the email they sent me was they wanted me to experience the game fully. I think that they've gotten a number of people who reviewed it and just really didn't do very much in the game. But I will say this, it's not the easiest game to get into. And part of it is, if you look at the map, and I will try to bring up a good visualization here, but you can't really tell what is a mission, like what is the main story, what is anything. It all is kind of clustered, and they need to figure that out, because as much as I would want to just jump from mission to mission, I didn't always know where to go. The only way that I actually knew where to find a mission was if I died, then I could go back to like the town center or the square where you start off, and there's a dude up there who does have missions. But outside of that, there wasn't really much direction on which is a mission, what is a place where you can just go dancing or you can buy weapons or what have you. There's not a lot of direction in the game, and I think that this game really does need some direction. I get it. It is one of those games where you're supposed to just create chaos and you can do whatever you want, try to get like 5 stars and, basically burn the entire city down. You can shoot cops with pig farts. I get it. Like, there's all sorts of stuff, but you still want a little bit of structure into the game. You really do. I can't express that enough, how much that really helps make the game just a little bit more digestible, especially when you're new to a game and you're not exactly sure what to do or where to go. The games like GTA and the ones that are, that are known for those big 5-star, I don't know what else I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna create chaos type games. It really hits because you're not really supposed to do that, like you have other jobs to do. This is just something that you can do if you choose to. And when you make that the entire focal point of the game, it doesn't hit as hard. It doesn't feel as free, honestly. So I do think you need a little bit of structure. The other thing that I really want to hit home on, and this is me personally, the controls. When you are driving a car, please go back to like just the standard racing GTA style controls for a car. The way that they have the control set up is if you push the analog forward, your car will go forward. And I don't know how many times I've been just like crashing into stuff because just with the slightest touch of the analog, I'm turning or I'm veering into traffic, and it can be incredibly irritating when you're trying to just get from point A to point B, or even just like drive around the city and cause chaos, which is, one of the focal points of the game, but yet you're just crashing into crap because you can't really control your car the way you want to. Now, the rest of the controls in the game are actually pretty solid, but it's just driving. They have got to change that up. Another thing that I think has to pertain to the missions and story missions is, well, just the story. Oh, it's obvious in this game you play as an anti-hero, and honestly, we love an anti-hero. Anti-heroes are awesome, but we don't know anything about this guy. Only thing we know is he just recently got out of prison, and for some reason he had maybe superpowers, but he lost them, and then as you level up and you get different skills and abilities, then you gain them somehow. I don't know how any of that works, and honestly, don't even feel like you have to explain that, but just give us something. Give us some more information. Why we should like this character. What is fun about this character? Is the character just supposed to be you? If so, then cool. Give us a little bit more customization and maybe a little bit more backstory. Give us a few story missions as you're welcoming us into the world, and I don't know, just develop the story a little bit more. That's all I'm really saying. Now, this game also has a significant amount of like performance issues and things of that nature, and I feel like it's going to for a while. And this is why I say just keep this game on your wish list, because what I really enjoyed about the game is it's just fun and it's really engaging in that aspect. And every time I play it, I'd want to play more, but I had a really hard time getting into it. And I think that a lot of it has to do with just missions and the accessibility of the game itself. And I think that's something that they can fix. I think that everything I mentioned is something that they can fix. Is it going to take a while? Yeah, it probably will. And they're going to have to overcome the fact that there's a number of people who probably bought this game for $25 and they are not happy. And honestly, I don't blame them. I wouldn't be happy either. But I do think you can make this right. I think that you can turn things around. And I think there's enough here to really make one of those games that people look back on and say, wow, I can't believe how this game launched and how it is now. I really do believe that this has the potential for that. And again, I don't know why. I have no clue why, but it's just how I feel. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on Rise of Rana, which I know sounds a lot like Rice-A-Roni. I just realized that. Anyway, but, keep it on your wish list. Check out reviews, check out gameplay, all that kind of stuff. This is just one of those games to, keep in the back of your mind. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know what your thoughts are down below on any of this. Let me know what you're playing right now. I just started Final Fantasy Tactics, and man, I'm so hyped for that game. But either way, I love y'all. Take care, everyone. See ya. Bye.